Yeah, I don't know how long we are actually doing this YouTube thing now, but this is a very important guy in my life, not only in my sport life, but in general life. And it's my coach, Philipp Seipp, and I'm working together with him after 2018, I think. We started working together. And I know him for a very long time. We're also really good friends, which is very important for me. I'm not the kind of guy who needs a dictator as a coach, but somebody who can answer my questions actually, and that's more important for me. And yeah, it has been a pretty good time so far. I would say it was the right decision. I've been together with Luboš, my former coach, for more than 12 years. And so it was not an easy one. And I knew if I gonna change coach, this Philipp guy would be my first choice. And I also want to give him the chance to work with me for at least like 3 or 4 years, because it takes some time to adapt to changes. And yeah, pretty happy.
So we thank you for the nice introduction or introduction. The biggest task to solve is for sure to work with the impacts that we had on his body, like with the crash and the surgery afterwards. And he has to, like, I call it, relearn his movings and to make them as efficient as they were before. And so we try to build it up from the bottom again. So bring him back as soon as we can after the surgery into the run. Like we started, I think, 12 days after surgery with the running again, and we started barefoot to have the most natural approach of running as possible. And so we started to build up the run, and with a super technical focus, as we did today on the grass. And from this technical approach, we start to get more intense, more volume, etc. And so, as we did today, we had the introduction on the grass, maybe 20 minutes. And then we stepped into the shoes and tried to get this like perfect running into the shoes again, and make sure that the shoulders are doing their job again, like as he had it before. But yeah, this crash is, I think it's a big happening for the body, and you have to be careful not to initiate another problem with something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing with Philipp. Unfortunately, he has a lot of experience when it comes to athletes with all different kinds of injuries. But from the outside, it always looks like, oh, this is due to a certain training program or to high volume or whatsoever. But actually, from my side, when I was making the decision if I'm gonna change coaches and who's gonna be probably my next coach, I knew about Philipp that he has a very a good reputation when it comes to working with athletes that had problems with injuries, and I had a lot of problems with my Achilles, both left and right. And so I know his approach when an athlete has a problem. And the honest reality in professional sport is there are probably 50% of your time where you not have any niggles or injuries or a crash or whatsoever, and the other 50% you are ill, you're sick, whatever. There's all sorts of problems. And I know a lot of coaches, and they have this perfect training plan in their head, like how they want to build an athlete, and in January they make a plan for the whole year, like this is going to be the races and that's the training program. And then the athlete gets injured and reality hits, and then the coach seems to lose interest in the athlete because the athlete can't fulfill the program anymore. But with Philipp, it's always very good. We always find ways like how to improve, even if there is something we need to work around, you know. Of course, as an athlete, you always think like, at the end of the the week I want to look in my training peaks and I want to see all green, and I want to see like 100 miles running and 30k swimming and 500k on a bike, and I want to see like a 1800 training stress score and so on. But you know, like 25 minutes running on the grass, you think like, where's the benefit? And it's actually huge. Like it's crazy, because especially as an athlete who's just turned 36 now, you can solve problems by increasing volume or ramping up more intensity. You have to find smarter ways how to improve without putting more and more stress on your body. And especially with the development in the last 2-3 years when it comes to running shoes, for example, with these Pebax shoes with carbon fiber springs more or less, it's quite interesting, because as triathletes you start your run pretty tired and you tend to actually fall into them because they are almost like a soft pillow where you can land on. But if you want to have the full benefit, you actually need to be able to run very active and with a very proper technique. But the shoe encourages you to actually fall into and lean into the shoe and let the shoe solve problems for you. And that's not going to work long term, especially if you want to run fast.
No, I think what I help is my athletes is to perform better at the end, and if they perform better, there's the value for them. Like you can measure it in money on the one hand. On the other hand, it's like I gave them education in all disciplines and in strength training, and I help them to improve in all over all disciplines, and this is where I bring the value to my athletes, and I try to have a complete view on everything, and to build a perfect network around an athlete. Yeah, I try to be informed. Like, I'm not an expert in any case. Like, I'm just I try to bring things in a perfect order, and try to involve the right people at the right time in our process. So we have like I think we have a more or less perfect network. We have someone carrying your bikes, we have someone helping us with the aerodynamics, we have someone in the strength training, we have support in many kinds, like your physio Gregor, he's always there, and we have like a quick chat on the phone, and he knows what I want, and I know where the problems are, for example, and so there we are influencing each other to bring the best of it.
I think what I realized instantly in the first like 4 or 5 weeks is Philipp realizes really quick what an athlete needs. Like, for me, I'm in the sport for a very long time, and of course I have some knowledge in the sport myself, and so I need probably different things than a younger athlete or totally different athlete from maybe short course or whatsoever. So what I realized, Philipp is also a very good manager when it comes to giving not only the training but the whole cycle a real structure.
I have an idea what I call it. Like, I can find the perfect individual fit for a high performance athlete. This is maybe the conclusion of what we did in the last 2 years or 1.5.
And like he said, I think one of the important things is a lot of coaches think, oh yeah, I know a lot of things, but Philipp always is never hesitating to contact people from the outside when it comes to certain things, like but without getting totally confused with like hundreds of people around you. So we have like these 4 people or 3 people that are in my core team, I would say, and but whenever expertise is needed from the outside, Philipp is never hesitating to contact somebody and find the best guys in the business. This is really helpful, especially when it comes to injuries.
I want him to perform at his very best level. And for example, it's maybe hard to believe, but like the 3rd place last year in Kona was not that what Sebi was able to or capable of. And I think we have to puzzle to get the perfect fit for the right day, and then it's like everything. Yeah, everything is possible. I think, for example, another world champion title is possible. We are aiming for Hawaii. We want to be in the. We want to do the race at the sweet spot. We want to be in the race. We don't want it to chase all the time. We want to be there if there's a hard race. We want to be in the pack.
Yeah, winning races and the most important ones of them.
Sebi went on the trainer first, I think, 3 days after the surgery. So he had a careful 30-minute spin on his balcony in St. Moritz. And so we went step by step back to a real bike training. I think 10 days after surgery they pulled the stitches, and I think right after the visiting at the doctor's, Sebi came to the swimming pool and had a first session in the water. So yeah, we started with a lot of drills. We worked with just kicking, a lot of work with the zoomers, and we tried to reposition him in the water, and to work a lot of the positioning of his head and his upper body. And I think since day 12 to 15 we went back to some careful strokes powered by the fins, and yeah, that's how we do it at the moment. Like there's 80% or 90% just kicking and drills, and yeah, 10% real freestyle stroke swimming. We try to visit the pool every second day and have a little workout combined with some aqua jogging, and yeah, just to bring him, make him mobile again. Oh, he is able to swim freestyle, but we can't work against the nature. So like the bone needs a time to build up density, I think is the right word, and we can't skip this. So knowing this, we are careful, and I think he will be back very quick. But we take time. At the moment it's like this crazy corona year, so there's no need of a hurry.